Terry's three. Johnny Walker. Mashing up against control. His shot. Bruce score. They score. They tie the game up 2-2. He drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for three. Other side of the rim with a pretty reverse. Wow. 5 seconds to go. Find Hawk. Hawk spins. It rolls on. And Arizona State wins it. Edwards pulls off. And buries the front. Takes the shot for Derby.
Welcome into Pitchfork Lunch. Yes, I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. And that's where you can find me, find the show. Also on my IG Live, michael.caratino.5. Also, subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can watch the show live on YouTube. And in subscribing to the channel, you can also go back, like my lovely sister, who just added a new member to the family. No, not a little human, but a dog. Yes, added a dog. I'll get to his name in a second, but very, very awesome. But you can go to the YouTube channel, go to YouTube. Go to my channel. It's at MVC. So at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC 005 and subscribe. To the show, or to my YouTube page, and you can go back and check out all the shows you missed. Great interview yesterday with Chris Carbon as we talked, hoops and hoops recruiting and NIL and overall NIL and recruiting, but how it affects hoops and ASU basketball. And Chris is a man. Look at what we talked about yesterday. They get the victory over Utah last night, and I thought it was going to be tough early on, and it became I was like, oh man. And we talked about it. Look, Utah's length and size and what they're able to do, but ASU is able to overcome it. But we'll get to that. But point being, if you missed that interview with Chris and I, you can just, again, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and all the old shows are there. So again, at MVC005, M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005, at MVC005 on YouTube. Subscribe. Yes, but that is it. The men's hoops teams, the men's hoops team got the victory against Utah. And again, Chris and I talking yesterday, but the size and what Utah is able to do with that size and how they started out the season so far, again, pretty well. But now the Devils 3-0 in Pac-12 day, or in Pac-12 play, 3-0 today, as they enter the weekend and have a matchup against Colorado, who just got absolutely boated by Arizona last night. Get to that in a little bit later. But and they are 3-0 in Pac-12 play, Sun Devil Nation, and that is for the first time since in basically a decade, since 2012, 2013. And Jose Perez, 26 points last night. Frankie Collins, 14 points in the second half at DFA, and they remain unblemished at home, which, again, I'll definitely get to that. But, yeah, I mean, they were down 8-3, and I was like, And then they went on, basically they outscored Utah 16-4. Over the net in the first, it was in the first half. There, obviously not in the second half, but in the first half, yes, they were down 8-3, as you know. But then they outscored Utah 16-4, and was up 19-12. And again, Utah made a few changes. I think there was like 10 or 11 lead changes, or 12 or 13 lead changes, something like that. But they get the 82-70 victory. And again, I'll dive into it. But yeah, like I said, Brandon Carlson, the all everything 7-footer that Chris and I talked about yesterday, pointed out. I mean, he led the Utes with 19 points, had 8 boards, 1 assist, 2 blocks. But I mean, he had like about 8 points early-ish in the game, and then after that, I mean, the ASU defense was, and we've been talking about that. The defense was going to have to step up, right? But the defense in general was lights out for ASU. And that was, I mean, huge. There's a few lapses here and there. I'll get into that, but overall, I mean, defensively, it looked good, and then offensively, some of those open shots, some of those more open shots that we were talking about yesterday started to drop for the Devils. They moved to 6-0 at home, which is just absolutely beautiful. Still unblemished at home, and they are 9-5 overall. And I mean, you talk about balance, 82 points, 41 in the first half, 41 in the second half. And Utah was very similar, 36 in the first half, 34 in the second half. So, I mean, you talk about balance there. And the cool thing, which, again, well, they were 10 for 16 from the line, and they shot 62.5%. Again, that's one thing I'm definitely we're going to keep having to pound the drum on that. Send the positive pitchfork lunch mojo vibes to the free throw shooting, because, again, shooting 62% at home, not going to cut it, as we all know. But a very good Utah team who now falls to 11-3. And when you look at that, but like I said, Jose Perez, 26 points last night, 9 for 16 from the field, but 4 for 5, 80% from 3. I don't know. Maybe he sacrificed maybe 40 or 80% from 3, but 4 out of 5. But he was 50% from the free throw line. He was 4 out of 8, and he's been literally shooting over 80% from the free throw line. But Frankie Collins and Adam Miller both 2 for 2 from the line. Sean Phillips Jr., great to see him back in the lineup. I'll talk more about that, but again, the minutes restriction, but seeing him in the lineup, seeing what he could do, yeah, big fan of that. Um, he looked, yeah, looks like he's moving good. Again, that presence down low. We saw him and Alonzo Gaffney on the floor together. Alonzo Gaffney had a sick block last night uh, as well. Solid game for Gaffney. I mean, uh, 3 for 11 from the field. I mean, that was tough. 1 for 6 from three. Um, Finished with 7 points, but did have 4 boards, 3 assists, and 1 block. And that block again, that was absolutely sick. The unfortunate part to it was that Utah ended up getting points out of that. So that was a bummer. Um, um, so that was absolutely huge. And to see him back. He had 9 points, played 15 minutes again. And Chris said we, might seem about 20 minutes, but played 15 minutes, 4 or 5 from the field, 1 for 2 from the line. He had 9 points, 7 boards, 1 assist. I mean, love seeing that. But the defense again against an extremely long team and a very good shooting team in Utah. Um, it's huge. So we'll get into more of that. Also, just saw this from obviously good friend of the program, Chris Cartman, the publisher of Sun Devil Source for 24/7 Sports. You can follow him on Twitter at Chris Cartman. Um, but ASU adds said as a pledge from Joshua Atkins, who was Hawaii's 2023 starting left tackle. He has 2 more years of eligibility. Does Atkins? And like Chris says, I mean, a position of need, which is absolutely huge. Well, I mean, offensive line, but left tackle, we talked about that. So Chris just breaking that now. So Coach Tui Tele again, man, that recruiting, they talked about the Polynesian pipeline, but going into Hawaii and obviously Coach Iguano as well with the relationships and that he has there. That's absolutely huge. But Coach Tui Tele as well. So yeah, Josh Atkins headed to Tempe. So he has um so he yeah, he's going to be a Sun Devil, and that is awesome. So he's again a left tackle, again building depth, but again, knock on wood for Coach Tuitele, Coach Dillingham, just the whole team not having to go through that many O line injuries again would be a blessing, an absolute blessing. So that that is huge news as that comes across there. Um, for the Sun Devils and in football. See, I mean, you think early signing day is done, and all of a sudden, um, all of a sudden, I mean, well, and again, there is a signing day in February too, so it'll be very interesting to see if Atkins is going to be enrolled in the spring. We shall see, but a very big get for the Devils. Um, Atkins is listed at 6'4" and 290, just for those that are curious. So 6'4", 290 for Atkins. But again, huge get for football. Men's hoops gets some wins last night, and women's hoops going to try and keep that tide going against Utah tonight as they play. The women's team will be at Desert Financial, so that is very huge. That's a huge game for them because they need to get um that is a huge get for them due to the fact that that to be a huge win for them because again they've struggled teeny bit at home, um and of late they are 5-3. um wow, and another huge thing just breaking now. Wow. See, live show. I love this. Breaking now, too. Former Oregon DB Cole Martin, who entered the transfer portal, has committed to Arizona State, uh, as Hayes Fawcett, as this on Twitter, and Coach Dillingham just reposted it. But yeah, Cole Martin is committed to Arizona State. He tells On3 Sports the 5'10", 180 pound DB played in all 14 games as a true freshman for the Ducks, total 21 tackles, 1 interception, and 1 pass breakup. So, again, I talked about earlier what they lost in the secondary. Man, I was going to talk about a lot of hoops today, and football. This breaking news is absolutely awesome. Um, um, and Cole Martin, again, a local kid, he'll be headed home. Um, but yeah, playing in all 14 games. But yeah, he is coming home to Arizona. And so wow, that is just absolutely awesome. Um as Devils have to replace a lot in quite a little bit in the secondary. I mean, Jordan Clark transferred to Notre Dame. Like I said, Chris Edmonds, Roe Torrance, NFL draft bound, which again, the seasons they had, last few seasons, but you know, I expect I again, we'll get Chris on closer to the draft, but I would be very surprised if both Torrance and Edmonds weren't drafted. Um, I premium on corners and the length and what Torrance can do. Also, Edmonds, I mean, being um, a taller safety and but being able to run and cover and I mean come up and pressure if he has to. Um, third, fourth round. I mean, again, I don't. I'll look at a lot of mock drafts and see where people have certain grades, and guys that I've Um, so yeah, I mean, Edmonds and Torrance, and I mean, our good buddy Chris Cartman, again, follow him on Twitter at Chris Cartman, says a huge development. Um, DB Cole Martin, the number 4 Arizona 2023 prospect. Oh, I should have led with that because that I did know. I thought he was a number 3, but number 4, uh, Arizona pro 20, number 4 Arizona 2023 prospect is transferring to ASU from Oregon. Also says could replace Jordan Clark at nickel for ASU. Terrific quickness, and he's actually the son of Oregon's DB coach, but choosing to return home. So very, very interesting there. But yeah, he was a very. I mean, this kid was getting. Went to Hamilton High School, but this kid was getting. Um, I mean, true offers as um, his freshman season. Um, and again, I'll dive more into that, and I'll get more to that on Monday because again, all this just breaking, and on here, got to have time to look at it. But yeah, so Cole Martin coming back to uh, the Valley, and also a huge offensive line get. Um, uh, Joshua Atkins from Hawaii. So a left tackle there. So still a busy day. And look, there's February signing day. I don't know. I'll have to look at the numbers too because of what what they brought in and get who they have on scholarship. And yes, there's preferred walk-ons coming too, and a lot shall be here in fall camp. So and coach said um, of the high school kids, he thought 8 to 9, 8 maybe 9. He said don't quote him, but 8 maybe 9 would would have would be at spring ball. So again, the more the merrier. So it's again, man, that pounding the pavement and the football. Look, they knew they needed to do this. It was a sprint last year just to get a team the team out for spring ball to be able to do stuff. But adding Josh Atkins now, the Hawaii left tackle, and Cole Martin, a DB coming home who played in all 14 games. Um, for Oregon this season. So yeah, I mean the speed, the quickness, and you got to replace Jordan Clark at nickel. I mean, and Jordan Clark obviously not slow, but Cole Martin might be just a teeny bit quicker, quick twitch. So I look forward to as spring ball gets near. Um, Talking with Chris about this lineup as well, and even our friend Brad Denny as well, because this, I mean, look, this you got to be able to make some plays on defense in the secondary as much as the ball gets chucked, but you have to have those, you know, you want to get it done up front, but you have to have, linebackers. Yes, they can cover, but they can also come up and stop the run. You can't get gouged in the run game. So, Josh Atkins, Cole Martin, two of the newest Sun Devils. Welcome to Sun Devil Nation. Forks up to you guys, and hopefully, I look forward to getting them on the show before spring ball starts. I know the semester hasn't started yet, but action has started. But yeah, women's hoops taking on Utah tonight. Also, hockey, men's hockey will be taking on Harvard at 7 p.m. Part of the Desert Classic, and get on out there, man. Check this team out. Again, they're coming off being the champions of the Adirondack Winter Invitational in Lake Placid, New York, where they beat where they pardon me, where they beat Clarkson 5-2, and then had a shootout with it was tied 2-2 through overtime, and the Devils had the shootout win um to take the title, but I mean it does go down as a tie, no shootout. So again, 14-3-5 overall. So yeah, 14-3-5 overall for Coach Powers and this team. Again, another alum coach. They are 10-2-2 at home. Bodes well. 3-1-2 away, 1-0-1 on neutral sites. But yeah, they're taking on Harvard tonight, who they come into this game. They come into this game at 1-7-3. So struggling a little bit. Uh oh no. Oh no. Do not tell me that this is happening. Do not tell me this is happening. Oh, if I have froze. No bueno. Not happy about this. Okay, well, if you can hear me, I am working on this. I do not understand. Oh, come on. What is going on? Okay. Okay. Well, apologies about that. That was really weird. Possessed technology that has not happened in quite a long time, a while. Apologies, but hey, I'm back up. It's talking hockey. So I'm going to take a quick break. And when I get back, um, when I get back, we will dive into men's hoops, recap the game last night, go in depth on it again. A lot of great play all around. But I'll take a quick break, and when we get back, like I said, we shall talk men's hoops here on the Friday edition of Pitchfork Lunch. All right, back here on Pitchfork Lunch again. Apologies for that, but I'm getting better at that, which I shouldn't have to get better at that, but nonetheless, I did. I am Michael Caratino at Diablo00 on X, the artist formerly known as Twitter. You are live here in Pitchfork Lunch, your Friday serving of it, and you can follow the show on X. Also, my Instagram, michael.caratino.5, the YouTube channel, guys, subscribe to it. It's at M as in Michael, V as in Victory, C as in Cat 005 at MVC005 on YouTube. Subscribe. Ton of great interviews, coaches, players, insiders, voices, everybody there for you to check out. So again, subscribe, share the shows, watch them. Again, you can binge watch. It's a holiday time of season. You're taking some time off work, getting ready to go back to work. You got one more weekend, so binge watch some of the shows. Absolutely. Binge watch all the shows, not all the shows, but get the interviews. Players, like I said, coaches, meet them, know them, all that good stuff. So, again, sorry about that hiccup, but nonetheless, I am back. But yes, the men's hoops game last night, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. They took it 82-70. And if you, again, watching the game, and again, unfortunately not able to be there, but like I said, got to watch it, went back and then kind of digested it, went back and watched again. Like I said, they got down early 8-3, and then they outscored Utah 16-4. 16-4 to be up 19-12 at one point in the first half. And then even towards the end of the first half, I mean, there's obviously Utah kept it close. Like I said, a very very good team. Again, they have length. We talked about it with Brandon Carlson, a 7-footer that can do everything. And then you get Willie Worcester, their starting lineup. I mean, Cole Behema, Lawson Lovering, again, a very long player that, I mean, post, out on the wing can move. And then Gabe Matson is one heck of a player for Utah as well. But you look at that, and like I said, Brandon Carlson, led them with 19 points. Davion Smith, who had this kid's a 6-foot guard, and he's got a 45.5-inch, 46-inch vertical leap. And there was one play where I know Jemiah Neal will be kicking himself because he contested an outside shot of Smith's, and turned around to kind of get the ball. As he turned around, just let Smith. And again, I mean, every player has had it. I'm not just trying to, it's not, it's okay, this and that, but every player has done it. And it's one of those things where, Jemiah Neal turned and wasn't able to he didn't box him out. He didn't put a body on him, nothing, lets him run right by him, picks up the ball and just, one step into the lane, leaps and just throws it down. And like I said, this is a gentleman that, again, is a 6-foot guard, has a 46-inch vertical leap, 46-inch vertical leap. Does Davon. I said Davion, pardon me, Mr. Davon. But yeah, he had 13 points off the bench. 13 points, 4 boards, 1 assist, and 13 points, 4 boards and 1 assist. But here's the thing too. ASU, like I said last night and off the top of the show, 62.5% from the line, not good. Yeah, 62.5% from the line. Um, which is almost kind of their season percentage shooting. Again, Jose Perez 4 for 8 last night. That was tough, but Frankie Collins, Adam Miller, both 2 for 2. Love to see that. Um, Sean Phillips Jr. and Brian Salamanca 1 for 2. So, yeah, I mean, but they hit outside shots last night. The silver lining to that, which I didn't say off the top of the show, they did shoot 42.9% from three. They were 12 for 28. In the first half, 7 for 15. They shot 46, almost 47%. The second half cooled off a little bit more, 5 for 13, but still that's 38%. So, yeah, 12 for 28. So that's 42.9% from the 3-point line. And they shot 50% from the field. How crazy is that? 16 for 32 in the first half, 14 for 28 in the second half. So 30%. I mean, exactly 50% from the field. So by far, miles ahead um, of their best shooting night. Adam Miller did pick up a technical foul last night. ASU did have 36 points in the paint. Now, Utah had 42, but you would expect that. But for ASU to hang and get the 46 points in the paint, points off turnovers, ASU won 15-9, second chance points. Utah won that 12-6. Fast break points, 18-8 in favor of ASU. Bench points, well, Utah got them there, 26-10. There was 11 lead changes throughout the game, and the score was tied twice. But yeah, for the Devils, like I said, Jose Perez, a hell of a night. 26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, 1 block, 1 steal. And he was, well, like I said, 4 for 8 from the line, not up to his standard, but 4 for 5 from 3 for a guy that Coach Hurley just said the other day in availability. He's not, just reminding Jose, he's not much of a 3-point shooter. He loves that mid-range stuff. And, when they saw him on tape, take that mid-range stuff. Well, 4 for 5 from 3. And in all honesty, again, this is one of those things where when people say, oh, you're just trying to, make it easy on the player, but he was 4 for 5 from 3, right? 4 for 4, if you look at it, because he got the ball kicked out to him with 1 second on the shot clock. Didn't even really get to get in rhythm, just chucked a shot up, the 3 up. And it did hit the rim. I mean, hit the, mid part of the rim. But that was the only rushed one and the bad one that he took. So, I mean, yeah, 4 for 5, which is still phenomenal from the arc. But, I mean, and it was Jose Perez's best game from 3, but literally should have been 4 for 4 because, like I said, that first one, again, when he got the ball, the shot could have been put up from where it was, but obviously extremely late in the shot clock. So, but what a phenomenal, I mean, 26 points, 9 for 16, like I said, from the field, 4 for 5 from 3. Again, the only teeny blemish, the 4 for 8 from the free throw line. Frankie Collins, though, 19 points, 7 for 13 from the field, 3 for 8 from 3. Like I said, hit both his free throws, but 19 points, 7 boards, 6 assists, 1 block. And yes, for the number 4 ranked player in the country in steals, Frankie Collins got 3 more steals. Yes, he's 4th, not just in the Pac-12. He's 4th in the country in steals. And you heard him. I played the sound yesterday. We talked about it even before, the Christmas break, the mini holiday break that they had, getting punched in the mouth and what he needs to do. And Coach Hurley talking about the leadership he's seen from Frankie Collins. Look, Sun Devil Nation, we need that. We are definitely going to need that as, again, they charge into Pac-12 play. And they are 3-0, which both Colorado and Utah lost last night, by the way, because like I said, Colorado got just whooped, handled by Arizona. And they beat them 97-50. I mean, it was 50-23 at half. So Arizona scored 47 in the second half, and Colorado scored 27. But yeah, it was just Arizona after that Stanford loss. Like, I don't, again, not that Tommy Lloyd doesn't have them focused, and I'm not worried about that. I don't, that team down south, I hope they're focused and really focused when they play ASU, and we beat them twice this year. Let's go, Pitchfork Lunchers. Let's get that mojo out there. Very tough to do, but we'll see what happens. But now, yeah, Oregon got by Washington 76-74. So Oregon and ASU are 3-0 in the Pac-12, the only two undefeated teams. And then you have Arizona, Colorado, Utah, Stanford at 2-1, and then Washington State, Oregon State, USC, UCLA all at 1-2, and Washington and Cal both 0-3 now in the pack. So looking for their first wins. And Stanford beat UCLA last night, 59-53. So again, that dropped UCLA to 1-2 in conference play. But yeah, for ASU 3-0, 9-5 overall, that's going to help you now against Colorado, who, I mean, like I said, they are now 2-1. They're 11. They're still 11-3. They have the same record as overall record as Arizona, but yeah, Arizona just beat them handily. And now ASU though 9-5 again has a chance to get to double digits already, which is huge against Colorado tomorrow night. But look, getting back to Jose Perez and Frankie Collins, I mean, Jemiah Neal, Coach Hurley talked about it. Like he didn't, it was huge in that, in Stanford, he had that block that locked up the game, and they were trailing to Stanford most of the game. And I mean, until very late in the game, as you guys recall, then they took the lead. Cal, I mean, they were down by 16. And then Frankie Collins had that like amazing second half. And Jemiah Neal, again, maybe not hitting shots, but last night, 3 for 5 from the field. Didn't take a ton of shots in 33 minutes, but he was 1 for 3 from the 3-point line. So he had 7 points, 2 boards, 3 assists, 1 block. And he also had 3 steals. Again, defensively, they were in the lanes and they were flustering. And even Sean Phillips got a foul call against him, and Frankie Collins. You can see the bench, and even Coach Hurley from the bench, saying, "Hey, don't reach that far out," because then even in the broadcast, they were saying it's true. You don't want to get a foul 35. You don't need to, as a big man, 35 feet away from the hoop. Again, you're out there. You have the length. Make a tough pass. Knock the ball away. I mean, Adam Miller defensively had a heck of a game too. So look, whatever kind of home cooking the guys were able to go home cooking they got over the holidays, and the kind of reflection, the self-reflection, look in the mirror, and then coming back, listening to what the coaches are, Coach Hurley and the coaches are saying, man, phenomenal start. But Jose Perez, like I said, 26 points. Frankie Collins, 19. Adam Miller, 13. Both Jemiah Neal and Alonzo Gaffney had 7. Sean Phillips Jr., like I said, in 15 minutes had 9 points, 7 boards, 1 assist. Brian Salamangue, and Kamari Lands in 15 minutes didn't score. Took some very good shots. I mean, did have a rebound and an assist, but was moving around. And this is a guy that again, now when you get a Sean Phillips Jr. back, and you can have him out there with Gaffney, but then you can go 4 guards if you start with Gaffney, or you could even go the 4 guards with Perez or Collins, Perez, Neal, Miller, and then you go Sean Phillips Jr. if possible, or Alonzo Gaffney. Brian Salamangue, I mean, he had 2 rebounds, 1 point, 1 point, 2 rebounds, had a block. Again, the energy that he has on defense as well. So yeah, I mean, it's it's very very, a game like that, again, you need to build off of. But again, the open shots got to start going down, and quite a bit of them did last night. Quite a bit did. Like I said, 12 for 28 from 3, 42.9%. So just what an eyelash there under 43%, but still 62.5% from the free throw line. But the 50% from the field, 42.9 from 3. Yes, it can make up for it, but you can't, you're not going to think you're going to have that, especially from 3. Field goals, I think you do every game. And what, Sean Phillips Jr., again, looking comfortable, more and more comfortable. And like Coach said, I mean, the minutes restriction, but, he played 15 minutes, looked solid. So Get another 15 minutes against a good Colorado team on Saturday. That's going to be ginormous. But yeah, Jose Perez, 26 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, did have 3 turnovers, but he did have a block and a steal as well. So look, it's exciting. It is very, 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 very exciting for men's hoops when you see him start conference play like this. Again, still a lot more basketball to be played. Working Adam Miller against him, he's getting more comfortable. And, that's why I asked Frankie Collins the other day about, work. He's like, oh, Adam will be fine. And not that he didn't think he'd be fine, but just, getting used to him, working him into the offense, making sure, he's, the spacing and everything. And again, practice is one thing because he's been able to practice with the team. But in the games, and yeah, I mean, these few games, and it's you can see it's there and what Adam Miller can do. I mean, hitting threes as well, because Miller last night from the 3-point line, I mean, he was 3 for 5. I mean, 60%. He shot 60%. Perez shot 80%, and then you had Collins just under 50 at 3 for 8. Jemiah Neal's at 1 for 3. Gaffney 1 for 6. But yeah, Perez 4 for 5. And I mean, Kamari Lance took 1. He was 0 for 1 from 3. But yeah, I mean, these guys start knocking down this open shots and that's spacing. And what Frankie Collins can do, I mean, getting to the rim, creating the spacing. Jose Perez, I mean, going down the lane of the Giants. I've been seeing this guy's praise enough. He said, oh, maybe, it's where he's from, the New York style. But I mean, taking the threes if he's open, again, not needing to take threes, but to drive down low, to post bigger guys up, to go, and they said it last night, as we always say, to go into kind of the land of the Giants, which Utah does have, as we know, and back them down and either take a mid-range shot and hit it, or, kick it out, keep the ball moving. But yeah, it's, man, with what he can do and the time, and you got to be happy for him. Because again, if you know his story, I mean, he, started out Gardner Webb and then it transferred, once, and then had to sit out all last year. Was going to play for Bob Huggins. Huggins gets fired, or no, he played last year at West Virginia. I'm thinking of Adam Miller. Sorry, but still, Huggins gets fired. He transfers to ASU late, and that is you love to see that success and then getting here late. And what, like I said, his physicality, what he can do, what he means to the team, absolutely phenomenal for Coach Hurley and the Devils. So that is again very very awesome. Also, like I said, the women tonight, they will be playing Utah at Desert Financial Arena. Yes, of course. And at 6 p.m. 6 p.m., right? 7 p.m. Sorry, 7 p.m. It is 7 p.m. And then they play Colorado Sunday at noon. But yeah, 8-5 overall. Again, looking to so crazy. They were both 8-5, looking to get to 9-5, just like the men. Again, 5-3 at home. So again, they were 5-0 again. This little 3-game skid at home, and no Coach Adair can't be and the team, well, not just coach, obviously the team, not too thrilled about that. Their last loss out of conference, wrapped up non-conference play. Santa Clara lost 65-55, but now they have Utah coming in, and Utah, I mean, on the women's side, again, this is crazy. You're not, it's going to be very hard pressed to not play a ranked team, at least one ranked team every weekend. Because Utah is number 15 in the country. They did lose to Colorado, who's number 5 in the country, their last game. The rivalry game there. So they lost 76-65. Um, and yeah, for the Utes, I mean, it's but they're 10-3 overall, number 15 in the country. And both teams looking for their first Pac-12 win. As ASU again 0-1, they dropped to lost their game to Arizona. But yeah, conference play kicking off tonight. Well, for ASU, again, I should say, because they already had a conference opener against that team down south, which again, tough loss. But yeah, with Utah tonight, I mean, that's one thing. Look, I mean, um, with Utah tonight, it's going to be tough because this Utah team, yeah, they have a little bit of talent to say the least. Um, I mean, when you look at Utah's schedule, um, I mean, they had a tough loss to Baylor. They were number 4 at the time. Baylor was 21. They lost to Baylor 84-77. Um, and then they got their rivalry win. They beat BYU 87-68. And those aren't back to back. I'm just kind of fast forwarding. They beat St. Joe 74-48. Then they lost to number 1 South Carolina at home 78-69. Or actually, pardon me, that was in the Mohegan Sun um, uh, Invitational there. But they played number 1 South Carolina again, 78-69. Turned around and beat Southern Utah. They beat Weber, and then they lost to Colorado. And have the Arizona schools coming. ASU tonight at 7, and Utah, or yeah, ASU has Utah tonight at 7, and then Colorado at noon on Sunday. But yeah, for the Utes, I mean, look, for the Devils, it's going to be big. You need to, I mean, just looking at it, especially stats wise. Um, hey, did you know Caitlin Clark leads the nation in scoring, 31.5 points a game? I say that being facetious. It's kind of funny to me because it's not a surprise. Um, But you look at Alyssa Peely for Utah, averaging 24 points a game, second in the conference. Um, and then Inez Vieira leading the conference in assists, 7.2 assists per game for Utah. And then 3-point shooters. Gianna Neepkins is averaging 3.4 per game. So, and I mean, defensively, though, um, yeah, Alyssa Peely, though, I should say offensively is second in the conference, scoring 24 points per game. Well, and Jalen Brown for ASU is the top leading scorer for ASU. She's scoring 16 or 12.9, or no, Jalen Brown, 13.8 points per game. And then Jaden Simmons, the 1,000-point club member for the Devils, is averaging 12.9 per game, and she is 21st in the conference. Um, but team wise, I mean, look, you get Utah offensively, number one in points per game, 91.2. Field goal percentage, 53.3, number one in the conference. Points differential, Utah, number one, plus 33.4. See what I'm getting at with this? Offensively, they are a bear, a ginormous bear to deal with. Defensively, they're fifth in points allowed, 57.7 per game. And then they are sixth in rebounds per game at 41.5, compared to ASU being at the bottom of the pack, 35.5, as they are 12th. So, yeah, I mean, look, offensively, it is going to be very tough for ASU to it's going to be a challenge, a huge challenge. And I know they're up for it, and we'll see what happens as we'll see if we get the same starting lineup with Triana, Chris, Khadijah Toure, Jalen Brown. Well, Jaden Simmons didn't start the last game, but she played 33 minutes. So I'm guessing Jaden Simmons re-enters the starting lineup. That's just my guess. But we'll see what happens there. But yeah, I mean, it was a with that. So again, so stoked for this hockey. By the way, we're not getting out of here again without talking about the hottest hockey tournament ignites in Tempe. That is how it's described, and I couldn't agree more. Absolutely love it. ASU hosts Harvard, Omaha, and UMass Lowell in the 5th Desert Hockey Classic. So, yes, number 5, they are taking on Harvard tonight at 7 for a team that can just light it up. If you have a chance to get out there tonight or tomorrow night, both nights, games are at 7 o'clock, 7 p.m. That they are, they will be out there against Harvard. Again, a team, like I said, struggling earlier. I mean, they're, like I said, 1-7-1, 1-7-3, but they are struggling. You cannot overlook a team, any sport. And you always hear people say it in every sport. I'm going to keep this one short. In hockey, it is the one sport you cannot overlook. You overlook, and you kind of, you're going full speed-ish, but you're going through the motions-ish, thinking, oh, we'll get them because they're down. It will come to bite you tenfold. And I know Coach Powers knows that. Again, the way this team has been playing, the way they've grown, like, of course, they're hosting their Desert Hockey Classic, the 5th one, and they want to win it. I mean, it's I mean, like I said, when you look at the goals leaders, both Tim Lovell and Matthew Copperhead have both Matthew Copperhead and Tyler Gratton they lead the team with 12 goals each. Dylan Jackson has 7. Lucas Sillinger has 6, as does Alex Young. And then you get, Kyle Smolin has 4. Then you get, quite a few guys with 3, more with 2. And it's a team that's scoring assist-wise. I mean, Lucas Sillinger and Tim Lovell are tied for the team lead in assists. They both have 21. So when I talk about the puck moving and the pace they're playing, and again, just, adjusting and, getting open shots, getting to the guys, they have been doing it. It is just, again, it's just absolutely awesome. And you need to get out to Mullet Arena to see it. So whether you're hitting the hockey game tonight, which I hope you do, or tomorrow night, or women's hoops tonight, or men's hoops, tomorrow night, it's an inferno fiesta in Tempe, as I like to say. Sparky's having a fiesta. The Pitchfork Lunch Mojo vibe will be down there. So again, check it out. But yeah, get the hockey again, just absolutely awesome. And yeah, looking very, very forward to that. but yeah, Coach Powers. And again, like I said, now that the calendars turn, definitely going to get Coach Powers on the show. And again, get players as well too. And with, like I said, basketball, again, it's all coming. Insiders, you got it here. So everybody, hey, look, have a safe weekend. Enjoy it. You're around, get to Tempe. If not, watch the games. But you can watch the games as always, but get to Tempe, support the Devils, and hit me up on at Diablo00. Let me know if you're going to be down at an event. We can chat, as they say. But look, have an awesome Friday. I'm going to get out of here again. Apologies for the little hiccup in the middle, but guess what? Figured it out and we kept rolling because all we do is Sun Devils. So have a great Friday. I will see you Monday, same bat time, same bat channel. And as always, it's Sun Devil Nation. Forks up.
Cherry's three. Johnny Walker. Ashton up against control. His shot. Bruce Morley scores. They tie the game up 2-2. Recent drives out for Robbie Ryan. Her three right on the money. This is Taya Hansen for three. Other side of the rim with a pretty reverse. Wow. 5 seconds to go. Find Hawk. Hawk spins. It rolls on. And Arizona State wins it. Edwards pulls off. And buries the front. Daniels takes the shot.